We visited Star Wars Galaxy's Edge on Friday, June 7th in the afternoon for a 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. reservation. We had to pick up our wristbands in Launch Bay. We didn't rush over there because we had already done a morning reservation, and so we didn't feel like we needed to rush around. We just had a complete walk right on up to the desks to pick up our wristbands. Only the reservation maker needed the ID, and then we each got a wristband. Your entire party does need to be there. And then you can go start lining up at Hungry Bear Restaurant, which is where the afternoon reservations were meeting. Early, you can line up right as soon as you get your wristband, or you can wait like we did and get over there about 20 minutes before the land opens up for your reservation. You do need to make sure that they scan your wristband before you leave Launch Bay, and then they will also scan your wristband again once you enter the line for Galaxy's Edge over by the Hungry Bear Restaurant. We were thinking, because we had been there earlier, that we wouldn't need as much time to do everything that we wanted to do, or we wouldn't need a rush. But boy, were we wrong, because you're overlapping with the earlier reservation. It's already crowded inside Galaxy's Edge, where we didn't have that problem earlier in the morning. It was a problem in the afternoon because the line for Oga's Cantina was already full from their previous reservation, and then our reservation, once it got to us, we were able to leave a phone number, and they gave us they told us about an hour and 45 minutes before we would need to come back. Now, we didn't want to jump on Smuggler's Run in that time because the line was the longest when we first got in there, because, of course, there still was that reservation there from previously than our first group. And so we thought, oh, well, it will be calmer and quieter a little bit later on. Unfortunately, when it was the quiet time for Smuggler's Run, we were called into Oga's Cantina. It was almost exactly an hour and 45 minutes when they buzzed us to get in, or sent us a text message to get in. And we had just been kind of playing the game, the interactive game that they have that you can download on the Play Disney app. And that really sucked our batteries dry on our phone, so be sure that you bring your phone chargers in with you. We did not try to do Savvy's Workshop. We did not try to do a droid. The lines for both of those were insane. Really, the lines for everything were much, much worse in the afternoon than they were for that first 8 a.m. entry that we had done previously. So we were kind of disappointed because I had wanted to try some of the food that I hadn't tried earlier, but the line was massive. I should have pre-checked out the mobile order, because you can do mobile orders for most of the things that are in there. I would definitely recommend doing that if there are things you're wanting from Docking Bay 7. The line was out the door and zigzagging near the Millennium Falcon. The Millennium Falcon ride, the shortest we ever saw it during our reservation, was 30 minutes, whereas when we went in the morning, it was 15 minutes. And so we were a little disappointed with that because we had wanted to ride it a couple more times, and we're only able to ride it once in our afternoon reservation time. But we did get beautiful lighting. It was magic hour. Our reservation ended at 9. They did not check our wristbands. We stayed until about 9:20, and then we're bummed to realize that we could have stayed probably a little bit longer and seen the fireworks from Batuu instead of from the Rivers of America. They weren't really checking, so if you can get away with it, you might as well. You have that reservation time. It's kind of a bummer for the next crew, but because the reservations overlap, it never really got quiet in there, or if it did, it was while we were in Oga's Cantina. But I think that's pretty much it. Make sure you bring your phone chargers. Make sure you prioritize. It's going to be crowded, and just expect that. But there's not a ton to do there unless you're really playing the interactive game. There's not a ton you can do because so much books up so fast, I should say. There's plenty to do. There's plenty of food to try. There's plenty of amazing things to see. And the characters are wandering around all over the place. So you will definitely get to see them, interact with all of them. It's very cool, very fun. You will never get a straight answer, I feel like, from any of the cast members in there. They are all very in character and nervous and cautious about what's going on around Batu.